Welcome back to Declutter Shift, my friends. I'm so happy you're here today, and I promise this video will bring you plenty of simple, practical ideas to make your cleaning routine easier and more enjoyable. Have you ever looked around and wondered how your own habits turned your home into a tiny chaos? Or maybe you've caught yourself dreaming of those cozy, spotless homes you see online, wishing yours could feel the same. I know that feeling all too well. Many of us want a tidy, peaceful space, but with limited time and old habits holding us back, clutter slowly takes over. That's why I made this video to help you break those patterns and finally shape the home you've always imagined clean, calm, warm, and truly yours. I've tried every tip I'm about to share, and they've transformed not only my space, but also my energy, my schedule, and my happiness. Stay with me until the end, and don't forget to follow, and subscribe for more gentle, effective cleaning tips that really work. Now let's begin with break the clutter habit. Here we'll explore why clutter accumulates and how simply understanding our behavior. Changing the habit of living in a cluttered space starts with understanding why we tolerate the mess in the first place. Many of us procrastinate cleaning not because we dislike order, but because the effort feels bigger than it really is. We leave things scattered, tell ourselves, "I'll do it later," or rely on others to tidy up, creating a cycle of broken promises to ourselves. The first step is awareness. Notice every time you place an item randomly or delay a small task. Often, these tiny, seemingly harmless choices snowball into overwhelming clutter. Next, make the tidy choice easy and automatic. If putting something away takes more than a few seconds, move its home closer, simplify the process, or prepare supplies in advance. By designing your environment to support your natural habits, you reduce mental friction and remove excuses. Psychologically, it's also important to forgive past laziness without judgment. Guilt only reinforces procrastination. Celebrate small wins, returning a single item to its place, wiping a counter immediately, or throwing away trash as you see it. Over time, these micro-actions rebuild self-trust and break the internal narrative that cleaning is optional or someone else's responsibility. Gradually, your home stops reflecting old habits of carelessness, and you gain a sense of calm and control that reinforces new positive routines. The key is not willpower. It's clever habit design, self-compassion, and consistent tiny actions that feel effortless yet transformative. Next, we're diving into the first tip: make your space work for you. Sometimes the smallest shifts make the biggest difference. Keeping a home tidy isn't really about cleaning more. It's about making your space work for you. If you often feel too tired or too lazy to put things back, trust me, you're not alone. Most of us don't avoid tidying because it's hard. We avoid it because it's inconvenient. Just a few extra steps across the room can be enough to make us say, "I'll do it later," and well, you know how later usually goes. That's why placing things exactly where you use them is such a powerful strategy. When your environment is arranged with intention, staying neat becomes effortless. Instead of relying on motivation, you rely on design. I remember the first time I put a laundry basket directly inside my bathroom. It felt almost too simple to make a difference. But suddenly, after every shower, my clothes went straight into the basket instead of landing on the floor just for now. That tiny adjustment saved me from so many messy mornings. The same happened when I placed a key tray right by the door. No more tossing keys onto random surfaces. And definitely no more frantic searching before leaving the house. Another favorite of mine is keeping tissues on the desk or near the sofa with a small trash bin right beside it. It removes every excuse to leave little bits of trash behind. Even my skincare basket sits next to my vanity. Now no more bottles scattered across the room. By reducing the distance between you and the right place for your things, you quietly remove most of the reasons to procrastinate. Fewer steps, fewer excuses, and suddenly your home stays neat without demanding extra effort from you. And if you want to take it a step further, don't miss tomorrow's video, where I reveal common habits and decor choices that secretly make your home feel messy and outdated, practical tips you'll definitely want to try. Once your environment supports you, the next step is making disposal simple. Up next is the mini trash bin trick. In this section, you'll discover how placing small bins where you actually live and relax can make tossing trash instant, instinctive, and easy. I used to think my home got messy because I didn't clean enough. But the truth was simpler, I just didn't make tidying easy for myself. And one of the most life-changing habits I adopted was placing small trash bins in the places where I actually live, sit, snack, do skincare, and unwind. People who dislike cleaning often don't mind tidying, they just mind the effort. We're not unwilling, we're just tired, distracted, or simply too comfortable to get up and walk across the room to throw something away. That's why clutter grows faster than we expect. A snack wrapper here, a receipt there, a cotton pad from last night's skincare routine. It all begins with "I'll throw it away later," and later never comes. That changed for me when I put mini trash cans in the spots I spent the most time. Suddenly, tossing things wasn't a task, it was an instinct. I remember sitting on my sofa one evening eating a bag of chips. Normally, the empty wrapper would stay on the coffee table for days. But with a little bin right next to me, I flicked it in without even thinking. It felt effortless, almost natural. At my desk, another mini bin solved the same problem. Every time I peeled a product label, opened a package, or wiped my face with a cotton pad, the trash had somewhere to go instantly. No more tiny piles of temporary clutter gathering around me like silent reminders of my laziness. When the distance to the trash bin becomes just a stretch of the arm, your chances of keeping your room clean increase dramatically. It's not about discipline, it's about design. Shorten the distance, remove the friction, and you'll see how quickly your space begins to stay neat on its own. With messes easier to discard, the focus shifts to organizing items efficiently to keep cleaning quick and stress-free. Now we move to Group Don't Wander. Let's see how tidying by category, instead of wandering around, prevents distractions. Have you ever started cleaning one corner of your room only to end up rearranging another, then opening a drawer, then wandering into the kitchen? And somehow never actually finishing anything? I've been there more times than I can count. For years, I thought I lacked discipline. But the real problem was simpler, I was cleaning in the wrong order. One of the most helpful truths I've learned is that tidying by category, not by location, keeps your mind focused. When we clean area by area, our brain gets distracted the moment we pick up an item that belongs somewhere else. We walk to put it away, see another mess handle that forget where we started, and eventually lose all momentum. It's not laziness, it's how our brain works when overwhelmed. Cleaning by groups of similar items solves that. It gives your mind a single clear task, which makes everything feel lighter and more doable. For example, instead of bouncing around the room trying to make it look neat, I now start by gathering every cup and glass into one pile and take them all to the sink at once. It's quick, satisfying, and instantly clears visual space. Then I move on to laundry, the clothes on the chair, the damp towel in the bathroom, the pile in the basket, all collected in one go and tossed straight into the machine. Another time saver is gathering all paper trash receipts, wrappers, torn boxes, and dumping them at once. And when books or notebooks end up spread across my bed and desk, grouping them together keeps me from drifting into another cleaning task too early. When you clean this way, something surprising happens. Your energy lasts longer. You don't jump around, you don't overthink, you finish faster sometimes in just a third of the time. And most importantly, you actually finish. After mastering focused cleaning, we can attack procrastination head-on. Next, we focus on the 60-second trick that works. If something takes less than a minute, do it right away. I used to underestimate how powerful this was until I realized most of the things that made my home feel chaotic were actually the results of tiny tasks I kept postponing. People who dislike cleaning don't avoid the work itself. We avoid the idea of starting. We tell ourselves, I'll do it later because later feels easier. But later never really comes. And those little tasks, each taking only seconds, begin to pile up quietly, turning into a mess big enough to overwhelm anyone. The 1-minute rule breaks that cycle. When you act immediately, you remove the most exhausting part of tidying the mental decision-making. You don't sit there debating whether you should do it now or after dinner or maybe tomorrow. You just do it, and it's over before your brain even has a chance to complain. For me, this started with small things. After showering instead of tossing my towel on the bed, which I used to tell myself was temporary, I began hanging it up right away. It took less than 10 seconds, but it saved me from dealing with a damp, crumpled mess later. The same with clothes. Instead of letting them pile up on the chair, I began dropping them directly into the laundry basket the moment I changed. Opening a package, the wrapper goes straight into the trash. Spot a strand of hair in the bathroom, pick it up now, not tomorrow. These tiny actions might seem insignificant, but together they stop the slow buildup of clutter that leads to dread and guilt. And the best part, you start noticing how much lighter your space feels. No more 1 week, one mountain disasters, just small wins that keep your home and your mind comfortably clear. Even with small tasks handled instantly, there's an even smarter way to tidy pairing cleaning with moments you're already waiting or idle. Now let's explore the lazy girl's secret. It is my special present for you. I used to waste so much time scrolling my phone, feeling guilty about the clutter growing around me. Then I realized that these waiting moments are actually gold mines for tidying without adding any extra effort to my day. I call this approach clean while you do. The principle is simple: pair short cleaning tasks with moments when you're already idle. It transforms what feels like a chore into something almost effortless, blending it naturally into your daily routine. And trust me, for anyone who dreads cleaning, this makes all the difference. It's not about squeezing in a big cleaning session, it's about using what you already have. For example, while waiting for water to boil, I wash a few dishes and wipe down the counters. Those 5 minutes suddenly become productive and the kitchen stays tidy without a full cleanup session. When a face mask sits on my skin for 10 minutes, I fold a few pieces of laundry instead of scrolling my phone. Waiting for a slow-cooked meal, that's the perfect time to take out the trash or organize the spice rack. Even when I wait for a file to upload, I use the time to clear my desk, throw away scraps of paper, and reset my workspace. By turning idle moments into mini cleaning sessions, tidying stops feeling like a separate time-consuming task. Your home stays clean, and you never experience the overwhelming "where do I even start" panic that comes with letting mess pile up. It also brings a surprising sense of satisfaction. Seeing small areas refreshed continuously makes the whole home feel lighter and calmer. The best part is this approach respects your energy and your schedule. It doesn't require big blocks of time or immense motivation, just awareness and a few thoughtful actions. Over time, these tiny, consistent habits add up, creating a home that's effortlessly neat and a mind that feels free from the weight of clutter. Next, we eliminate friction entirely by keeping cleaning tools exactly where messes occur. Next, we arrive at always ready supplies. This is very useful and easy to do. We see a spill of crumb or a tiny smear and think I'll get it later because walking to fetch a sponge cloth or spray feels like too much effort. That tiny resistance, just a few steps, often turns minor messes into stubborn, frustrating spots. The trick I've learned is to eliminate that barrier by keeping cleaning tools exactly where you need them. I call this approach always ready supplies. In the bathroom, a small spray bottle and microfiber cloth live right under the sink. When I notice toothpaste splashes or water spots on the mirror, I can wipe them immediately. No excuses, no extra steps. In the kitchen, the sponge and counter spray sit in a basket beneath the sink, ready to tackle spills, crumbs, or sticky marks. Even a minor drip on the countertop becomes a quick, almost instinctive swipe, rather than a task postponed until it's annoying. The power of this system is in reducing friction. By having the tools at hand, you remove the mental and physical resistance that makes cleaning feel burdensome. Small habits become effortless. Over time, these tiny immediate actions prevent clutter from accumulating, keep surfaces bright, and maintain order in a natural, ongoing way. I've noticed that when cleaning is this easy, I'm more willing to act immediately instead of letting the mess linger. It transforms how the home feels tidy, light, and cared for without needing large cleaning sessions or extra motivation. It's a simple adjustment, but it changes the whole dynamic of maintaining a clean home. Finally, we come to mini cleaning stations. Here you'll discover how designing storage around convenience and laziness keeps everyday items tidy. The trick is to design your storage around laziness, not effort. If putting something away takes more than 5 seconds, it's too far or inconvenient, and you'll leave it out. Changing the location of its home solves the problem instantly. I learned this through small, real-life experiments. For example, I always used nail clippers while watching TV, but they were stored in the bathroom. Inevitably, they ended up scattered on the coffee table. The solution I gave them: a tiny box of home in the living room drawer near the sofa. Now, after trimming my nails, they go straight back without thinking, and my coffee table stays clear. Another example is socks after laundry. I used to leave them in a pile because the drawer was tucked too deep in the closet. By moving the sock drawer to a lower, easy-to-open space and allowing a relaxed folding method, it became effortless to put socks away immediately. Little adjustments like this prevent clutter from forming because the lazy path is the correct path. This principle works for all sorts of everyday items: keys, remotes, skincare, or even chargers. The key is always asking, would I really put this away if it's inconvenient? If the answer is no, change the item's home. Over time, the habit becomes automatic. Your home feels organized naturally without constant effort, and you avoid the mental burden of seeing scattered items everywhere. By thinking about storage from a laziness perspective, you design your environment so your natural habits maintain order. It's not about discipline, it's about making the tidy choice the easiest choice. To sum up, keeping a home tidy isn't about spending hours cleaning, it's about designing habits and spaces that make order effortless. Small intentional actions like putting things away immediately, grouping items, and keeping supplies within reach quietly transform your environment. If you've ever struggled with procrastination, clutter, or the feeling that tidying is someone else's responsibility, now is the perfect time to apply these tips. Even tiny changes can rebuild your self-trust and make your home feel calm and manageable. And don't miss my next video, where I'll reveal hidden habits and decor choices that secretly make your home look messy and outdated. Practical ideas you'll definitely want to try to refresh your space. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, because you deserve a home that feels light, organized, and truly welcoming every day. Share these tips with friends and family so everyone can enjoy a clutter-free, more peaceful space.